The shocking truth. Walnuts are fighting arthritis in ways you never knew. I'll never forget the morning I realized something had changed. For years, arthritis made even the simplest things, like tying my shoes or opening a jar, feel like a battle. The stiffness, the constant ache, the way it drained my energy, it was overwhelming. But then, I discovered something so simple, it almost felt too good to be true. A food I had walked past in the grocery store 1,000 times, walnuts, was quietly fighting the very pain and inflammation that had been holding me back. And here's the best part. This isn't just my story. The information I'm about to share with you has been carefully fact-checked by health researchers and backed by real science. You'll see exactly how walnuts can protect your joints, strengthen your bones, and even guard your body from hidden damage most people never think about. So, if you've been living with arthritis, or if you're caring for someone who is, stay with me. Because near the end of this video, I'm going to reveal a powerful tip, one that makes walnuts work even harder for your joints. And trust me, it's something almost no one is talking about. Number 1. Anti-inflammatory power. When we talk about arthritis, one word comes up again and again: inflammation. It's the root of so much of the pain, swelling, and stiffness that makes everyday life difficult. Whether it's osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, or even gout, inflammation is the fire that keeps burning inside your joints. And the truth is, until you calm that fire, relief can feel almost impossible. Now here's where walnuts come into the picture. And honestly, this is the part hardly anyone talks about. Walnuts are like little natural anti-inflammatory capsules, packed with powerful compounds that directly target that painful inflammation in your joints. One of the key players here is omega-3 fatty acids. You might hear people talk about omega-3s in fish like salmon or mackerel, but walnuts are one of the very few nuts that give you a plant-based source of these healthy fats. So what exactly do omega-3s do for your arthritis? Think of them as peacekeepers inside your body. When your immune system overreacts, it sends out chemicals that trigger inflammation. That's why your joints swell, feel hot, and ache. Omega-3s step in like skilled negotiators and calm the situation down. They reduce the production of those inflammatory chemicals, which means less swelling, less pain, and over time, better mobility. And here's the fascinating part. Researchers have found that diets rich in omega-3 fatty acids can actually lower the levels of C-reactive protein, CRP, which is one of the key markers of inflammation in the body. In plain terms, when people start including more omega-3s in their diet, their blood tests show less of the inflammation signal. For someone living with arthritis, that's a huge win. It's not just about feeling better today, but also protecting your joints in the long run. But let's bring this out of the science lab and into your kitchen. Imagine this. You wake up with stiff joints. It takes you longer to get out of bed. You pour yourself some tea or coffee, and instead of reaching for cookies or toast, you grab a small handful of walnuts. That one simple choice is already giving your body a natural anti-inflammatory boost. No side effects, no complicated routines. Just food doing what food is meant to do: heal. Now, you might be wondering, but do I need to eat a huge amount of walnuts for this to work? Not at all. In fact, nutritionists recommend just a small handful a day, about 7 whole walnuts. That's it. You don't need to overdo it. And because walnuts are so nutrient-dense, even that small amount can make a noticeable difference if you stay consistent. Here's another interesting angle. Inflammation in arthritis isn't just about pain. It also causes long-term joint damage. The more inflammation you have, the faster your cartilage wears down, and the more your bones rub against each other. That's why doctors push anti-inflammatory medications so strongly. They're not just trying to relieve pain, They're trying to slow the disease itself. Walnuts, with their anti-inflammatory power, play a similar protective role, only naturally. Let's also talk about how inflammation affects more than just your joints. Many people with arthritis also deal with fatigue, mood changes, even heart problems. That's because inflammation doesn't stay put. It spreads throughout the body. But the good news is, those same omega-3s in walnuts don't just calm joint inflammation. They also support your heart and brain health. So when you eat walnuts for your arthritis, you're also lowering your risk of heart disease and improving your mental clarity. It's like hitting 3 birds with 1 nut. Think about how empowering that is. So often with arthritis, people feel trapped, like their condition controls everything. But something as simple as adding walnuts to your routine is a step toward taking that control back. And it's not about making your life harder or restricting yourself. Walnuts are actually delicious, versatile, and easy to add into so many meals. Sprinkle them on your morning oatmeal, mix them into a salad, or just keep a little jar in your kitchen for snacking. Each bite is working quietly inside your body to calm inflammation. And I want you to picture this for a moment. Imagine yourself a few months from now. You're walking outside, the sun is shining, and you realize your knees aren't as stiff as they used to be. You're able to bend a little easier, maybe even enjoy a longer walk than before. That's the power of consistent, natural anti-inflammatory foods like walnuts. It's not an overnight miracle. It's a slow, steady shift that builds strength, reduces pain, and restores hope. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I've tried so many things already. What makes walnuts different? And the answer is simplicity. You don't have to change your whole life. You don't need expensive supplements or complicated recipes. Walnuts are accessible, affordable, and backed by real science. They're a tool you can use every single day without stress or side effects. And here's the motivational part I want you to take away. Every time you choose a healing food like walnuts, you're telling your body, I'm on your side. You're giving yourself the gift of better health, less pain, and more freedom. Arthritis doesn't have to define you. With the right habits, even small ones, you can take control back, one step, one meal, and one handful of walnuts at a time. So yes, inflammation might be the root of your arthritis pain, but walnuts, they're nature's quiet warriors, fighting back from the inside, giving you the relief and protection you deserve. Number 2, bone strength support. When you're living with arthritis, it's easy to focus only on the pain, the swelling, or the stiffness in your joints. But underneath all of that, there's something even more important happening. Your bones themselves. Strong bones are the very foundation of healthy joints. Without that foundation, every step, every movement, even every small task becomes harder than it should. That's why protecting your bones isn't just a side note. It's one of the most powerful things you can do for your arthritis. And here's where walnuts come in again, almost like nature's little guardians for your bones. See, walnuts aren't only about fighting inflammation. They're also rich in minerals like magnesium, calcium, and phosphorus, the very building blocks your bones need to stay strong and resilient. Let's break it down. Calcium is the most obvious one. It's what gives your bones their hardness and structure. Without enough calcium, your bones become weak, brittle, and more likely to fracture. For someone with arthritis, that risk doubles because weak bones can worsen joint problems and limit your mobility even more. But here's the thing most people miss. Calcium alone isn't enough. You need the right partners to help it work effectively. And that's where magnesium and phosphorus step in. Magnesium is like the key that unlocks calcium's potential. Without magnesium, your body can't use calcium properly. It just passes through without doing its job. Walnuts provide that magnesium, making sure the calcium you get actually strengthens your bones where it's needed most. And then there's phosphorus, which works hand in hand with calcium to form the mineral structure of your bones. Together, they act like a strong scaffold, holding everything in place and giving your bones the strength to handle daily stress. Think of it like building a house. You need the bricks, calcium, but you also need the cement and framework, phosphorus and magnesium, to keep everything sturdy. Walnuts give you that complete package in one simple, delicious snack. Now let's talk about the real impact this has on arthritis. When your bones are stronger, your joints don't have to work as hard. There's less pressure, less risk of fractures, and less chance of your condition progressing faster than it should. Strong bones act like a shield, protecting your joints from further damage. That means less pain today and more freedom tomorrow. But there's something else in walnuts that adds to this bone-protecting power. Alpha-linolenic acid, a type of omega-3 fatty acid. Studies suggest it not only calms inflammation, but also helps maintain bone density. This is huge, because one of the silent threats with arthritis, especially as we age, is osteoporosis, bones becoming thinner and weaker over time. By giving your body nutrients that actively defend against bone loss, walnuts are helping you fight two battles at once: arthritis and osteoporosis. Picture this: every time you grab a handful of walnuts, you're not just satisfying hunger, you're reinforcing your bones from the inside. You're giving them the tools to stay strong, flexible, and dependable, even as the years go by. And here's the part I love most. It's not complicated. You don't have to buy expensive supplements or remember complicated schedules. Walnuts are so easy to add into your day. Sprinkle them over yogurt, crush them into a smoothie, toss them on top of a salad, or simply enjoy them on their own. It's one of the simplest ways to give your bones exactly what they need. Think about how empowering that is. Instead of feeling like arthritis is stealing your strength, you're actively building it back, one snack at a time. You're telling your body, "I'm supporting you, I'm not giving up." That mindset alone is powerful, because healing isn't just physical, it's emotional too. When you know you're doing something good for your bones, it gives you a sense of hope, a sense of control, and that hope makes the journey easier. Let's imagine a little scenario together. You're at the grocery store, standing in front of the nut section. You see peanuts, almonds, cashews, and then walnuts. In that moment, you remember this: walnuts aren't just food, they're my bone protectors. You choose them, bring them home, and make them part of your routine. A few months later, you notice you're standing taller, walking a bit steadier, and feeling more confident with each step. That's the quiet, consistent power of bone support working in your favor. And I want to highlight this: it's not about perfection. You don't need to change everything overnight. Even small, steady changes can make a massive difference. A handful of walnuts each day, combined with other healthy habits like gentle exercise, sunlight for vitamin D, and staying active, creates a strong foundation for your bones. Step by step, you're protecting yourself from the inside out. So yes, arthritis may challenge your joints. It may slow you down some days, but it does not have to take away your strength. Walnuts, with their bone-strengthening minerals and protective compounds, are a reminder that nature has already given us tools to fight back. And you deserve to use every tool available. Every time you choose walnuts, you're choosing resilience. You're choosing stronger bones, steadier steps, and a future with more freedom. And that choice, that single consistent habit, can transform the way arthritis shows up in your life. Number 3, antioxidant defense. When it comes to arthritis, there's another silent enemy that doesn't always get as much attention as inflammation, and that's oxidative stress. Now, I know that sounds a little scientific, but let me explain it in simple terms. Every day, your body produces something called free radicals. Think of them like tiny sparks from a fire. A few sparks are normal, but if too many build up, they start damaging your cells, your tissues, and yes, your joints. Over time, this constant damage speeds up aging, wears down cartilage, and makes arthritis pain worse. So, what's the solution? Your body needs a defense system, something to put out those sparks before they burn you from the inside. That's where antioxidants come in. And here's the exciting part. Walnuts are one of the richest nuts when it comes to antioxidants. Inside every walnut, you'll find powerful compounds like vitamin E, polyphenols, and melatonin. Together, they form a natural shield, protecting your joints from the damage free radicals can cause. Let's break it down so you can see just how incredible this really is. First, vitamin E. You might already know it's great for skin, but it's just as important for your joints. Vitamin E acts like a protective barrier, preventing oxidative damage to the delicate tissues inside your joints. For someone with arthritis, that means less wear and tear and more protection against the pain that flares up when cartilage breaks down. Then there are the polyphenols. These are plant compounds found in the brown skin of walnuts, the part most people don't think twice about. But guess what? That's where much of the antioxidant power lives. Polyphenols are excellent at neutralizing free radicals, stopping them before they can harm your cartilage and bone tissue. It's like having a natural fire extinguisher inside your body, putting out sparks before they turn into flames. And finally, melatonin. Most people only think of melatonin as the sleep hormone, but it's also a potent antioxidant. That means walnuts don't just help you rest better. They also work overtime while you sleep to repair and protect your joints from oxidative stress. So every handful of walnuts isn't just fueling your day. It's helping your body heal at night too. Now, why does this matter so much for arthritis? Because oxidative stress isn't just background noise. It's directly linked to how quickly arthritis progresses. The more oxidative damage your joints experience, the faster cartilage breaks down, the more bone damage occurs, and the worse your symptoms get. By bringing antioxidants into the picture, you're slowing down that entire destructive cycle. Imagine this. Two people are living with arthritis. One eats a typical diet, heavy in processed foods and low in antioxidants. The other regularly includes antioxidant-rich foods like walnuts. Over time, the second person isn't just managing pain better, they're protecting their joints, slowing down the disease, and keeping their mobility longer. That's the power of antioxidants in action. And here's something that often gets overlooked. But by eating antioxidant-rich foods like walnuts, you're not just helping your joints, you're protecting your whole body. You're boosting your resilience, improving your energy, and giving yourself more strength to fight back. Think about how comforting that is. Something as simple as eating a handful of walnuts can be a whole-body defense strategy. It's not about expensive treatments or complicated regimens. It's about using nature's gifts wisely. Now, let's make it practical. How do you bring this antioxidant defense into your daily life? Start small. Maybe you replace an afternoon cookie with a small bowl of walnuts. Or you crush them up and sprinkle them over steamed vegetables, yogurt, or even your morning cereal. Each time, you're not just adding flavor. You're fueling your body with antioxidants that protect your joints. And the beauty is, this isn't about sacrifice. You're doing something good for yourself. I want you to picture this for a moment. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing your joints feel just a little easier, a little less heavy. You have more energy, your mood is brighter, and you're able to enjoy your day without that constant drag of pain. That's the kind of subtle, steady transformation antioxidants can bring when you stick with them. It's not an overnight miracle. It's a quiet, powerful defense building up inside you day after day. And here's a motivational truth I want you to hold on to. Arthritis doesn't have to mean decline. It doesn't have to mean losing your strength or your independence. By feeding your body what it truly needs, nutrients, antioxidants, and natural defenses, you're stacking the odds in your favor. You're choosing to fight back, not just endure. Every walnut you eat is a small act of self-care, a little reminder that you're not powerless. You're taking control of your health in ways that truly matter. And when you combine that with consistency, patience, and a positive mindset, the results can be life-changing. So yes, defense are one of the simplest, most effective allies you can bring into your life. They're not just food. The inflammation is one battle in arthritis, but oxidative stress is another. And walnuts, with their incredible antioxidant protection, healing, and hope, all rolled into one. Summary. So let's bring it all together. Walnuts aren't just another snack. They're a natural medicine chest for your joints. First, their anti-inflammatory power helps calm the fire inside your joints, easing pain and stiffness. Second, their rich minerals like calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus provide bone strength support, reinforcing the very foundation that keeps you moving. And third, their powerful antioxidant defense shields your joints and your whole body from oxidative stress, slowing down the damage arthritis can cause. It's amazing, isn't it? Something so small, something you can hold in the palm of your hand, has the power to bring relief, protection, and hope. And it's not about overnight miracles. It's about small, consistent choices that build up over time. Every handful of walnuts is a step towards stronger bones, calmer joints, and a healthier, more active future. And remember, this isn't just science, it's personal. I've seen what happens when someone with arthritis makes this simple change. The stiffness eases, the steps get lighter, and life starts to feel a little more normal again. You deserve that same freedom, that same hope. So here's my encouragement to you. Don't just watch this video. Try it. Let walnuts become part of your story. And as you do, know that you're not alone on this journey. We're learning, healing, and fighting arthritis together.